This is Eagle Out, and today I will be talking about Jalen Hurts was flawless, and he showed great leadership skills. Also, we got to talk about Grant Calcaterra and Jahad Dotson. They came up clutch, and lastly, Jordan Mailata. Forgot to talk about him, but the injury don't look good. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. Before we hop straight into it, just want to address some of you guys. Some of y'all was on me on my last video, like, why am I being so negative and this and that? I was just laying out facts. The defense, they didn't allow no touchdowns. That is a fact. But Deshaun Watson went 11 for 11 at one point. That's a fact too. There were still some missed tackles, especially by N'Kobe Dean. That is a fact too. But I like the things that we did on the defense. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to harp on things because we won the game. It's nothing to complain about if you win the game. But there was nuances I wanted to see. Like, are we still going to miss tackles? Yes, we were still missing tackles, especially by N'Kobe Dean. That's just the fact. Bryce Huff, he looked better. A lot of the people on the D line looked better. The only guy I really didn't see nothing from was Jordan Davis. That's just the cold hard truth. Offensive side of the ball looked phenomenal, but I still had questions about the play calling. Y'all can't tell me that's just not a fact. I still had questions of simple questions about the play calling. Who are calling the plays? Is it Nick Sirianni? Is it Kellen Moore? Who is it? Who's calling the plays? Those are valid questions. We won, but me as a content creator, I got to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. The great is that we won. I got to talk about the other things that I seen because I don't want to fall into that same trap like I did last year. Last year, I was mostly like y'all, like, we winning these games, who care? And then next thing you know, we crumbled. So there are little things we had to fix. And let's listen to Lane Johnson, what he had to say after the win.
Lane, it's a win, but is it disappointing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I feel like a very constipated offense. We do some good things. We have all the stability, but we have yet to prove, that we can hit on all cylinders. So that's definitely something that's going to be on our mind. I think, moving forward, that's something we got to fix, especially starting fast. We haven't done that in 2 years, so it puts ourselves in a bind. So, yeah, this game was maybe a lot more competitive than what it needed to be, but hats off to the Browns, man. They played hard.
You see, Lane Johnson wasn't even that happy with the offense. And I thought the offense was fine. Besides the play calling. The play calling was still It was still we ran the ball a little more. But the play calling, man, just a bunch of go routes. And I get it. It's these charts floating around of Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. They ran a lot of go routes this game. But to be fair to whoever, Kellen Moore or Nick Sirianni, we know Jim Schwartz loved cover one and blitz. So it was literally their guy matched up with our guy. And we know 9 times out of 10, AJ Brown's going to win his one-on-ones and Devontae Smith is going to win his one-on-ones just on go balls. But you got to be more creative than that. You got to, I seen the mesh route. Like, okay, they keep running man, cover one. Just mesh them to death. Literally mesh them to death, pause. Like, do more slants. If they're going to keep bringing the blitz, try to get the ball out quick. And I get what we were trying to do with the deep balls. And it worked from time to time. But you got to mix it up. But I can't go in on them on that because I see the vision. But certain other games, sometimes I don't see it. But I seen what they were trying to do. Like when you go back and rewatch the game, like I hated those go balls in the beginning of the game. But when you go back and watch it, they were clear one-on-one. So you see what the coaching staff was thinking. But, come on, man. You got to be more creative. Got to be more creative. But let's get into the topics, man. Jalen Hurts was flawless. Man, oh man, what he had a total of 300 yards, if I'm not mistaken, including his rushing yards. At the start of the game, 0 of 5. After that, went 16 to 20. So that's about 80% completion percentage. 2 touchdowns. I mean, he did everything you wanted him to do this game. Everything with his weapons back. And don't sleep on the Browns defense. The Browns have a really good defense. Really good defense. And with the bad play calling and all that, Jalen Hurts still had a good game. And this wasn't a game we won because of Saquon. This was a game we won because the receivers. A.J. Brown did his thing. Devontae Smith did his thing. Jahad Dotson, Grant Calcaterra came up clutch. Like, this was a all-around team win. But I like what Jalen Hurts had to say during his press conference. Like, don't big me up. Did you see that defense? But let me play this clip.
Jalen, a couple of touchdowns, over 200 yards. You had your weapons back. What can you say about having these receivers return healthy to the field for you?
Showed up big. AJ made some big-time plays, some great catches down the stretch and early on. Then we just got to start faster. We got to get over that hump of starting faster. We're trying to build that continuity of everybody being together. It takes time, but keep chipping away. Keep it chipping away.
You talked to us about finding your rhythm as a team. How are you guys able to use this momentum into the division rival game next week against the Giants?
I just think we're still building. We're still building. You know, we see spurts of really good football, and then we have some situational things that we could probably be better at. But it's about building off a good momentum, and I think it's always good to build off of a win.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Thank you, Jalen.
Oh, and you didn't ask me about how good the defense played. They played their ass off. Chauncey showed up. Jalen Carter showed up. BG showed up in his 200 game. The young corners showed up. Everybody showed up, and so we just need to keep flying around, keep playing as a team. Really continue to play complementary football. We got to continue in that aspect of the game. But
that's why you brought it up. That C on your chest, the leader of this team. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Jalen.
You see, I like that, showing leadership. Not going to harp on Nick Sirianni. I talked about him yesterday. The leadership looked phenomenal. The play was phenomenal. I mean, if we get this Jalen Hurts all the time, around like a 70-ish completion percentage, give the ball to your best guys, feed Saquon Barkley. Even though I'm a little mad at Saquon Barkley today, but we still tried to feature him after he was having a bad game. That 2nd and 1 was crazy. It was crazy. We featured our best receivers. We got Grant Calcaterra involved. Grant Calcaterra was 4 of 4 for 64 yards. I think he had just the amount of yards as Devontae Smith. Grant Calcaterra had a big impact, and he's been taking a lot of heat. And we keep saying, well, what happens if Dallas got to get hurt? Who can step up? And Grant Calcaterra stepped up. I mean, Jahad Dotson, yeah, he had one catch, and they considered like to toss him as a run play. He touched the ball twice, but they were like really good touches. I mean, that one where he dragged his feet, and that's what we want our third wide receiver to do. We don't need him to have 5, 6, 7, 8 catches. It's just when the ball come your way, catch it and make a play. That's all we want. And we had that problem with Quez Watkins for whatever reason. When the ball came his way, he did not come up big. But Jahad Dotson being the first-round pick, he know the big moments, and he did. He definitely came up big. I know we keep talking about the catch after that to A.J. Brown, but that one, Jahad Dotson, getting that first down, that was a game-winning catch. That was a game-winning catch. So I liked how Grant Calcaterra and Jahad Dotson played. They played really, really well. And I guess let's get into the last topic. Jordan Mailata, I hate to see it. You guys see the thumbnail. Jordan Mailata went out with a hamstring. And that was the negative about this game. A lot of injuries. I know a lot of you guys talking about Darius Slay. And you guys know I'm a big Isaiah Rodgers fan. So I'm happy to see Isaiah Rodgers get an opportunity. I can't really grade Isaiah Rodgers because the ball didn't even come his way. But Isaiah Rodgers did what he's supposed to do. He locked up his guy. That was a good substitute for sure. Keely Ringo, even when he got his opportunity, because I was scared for Isaiah Rodgers because it looked like he re-injured that hand. But when Ringo came in, he got a big hit. He got tested, and it was more on Cooper DeJean. You could say Keely Ringo allowed the catch, but it was more on Cooper DeJean. But the corners seemed fine. But speaking of Darius Slay, I was watching a video of Nick Sirianni give his speech or whatever. Darius Slay was fully clothed. He didn't have no crutches or no cane on no brace. So it looked like he's going to be fine. But when I seen Jordan Mailata, man, when I seen Mailata, and with the canes or whatever, or the crutches, it was like, man, he's going to be out for some time. And it's a hamstring as a big guy who got to play basically backwards. He's going to miss some time. So we're going to need Fred Johnson to step up because that's who the guy they subbed in. Fred Johnson, we see him have a really bad game, and we see him have a really good game. And as I was watching the Giants and the Bengals game, that defensive line for the Giants is no joke. So we really need whoever they're going to put out there, Steen or Fred Johnson. We need them to have a big game, especially coming from the left side. So hopefully, Mailata get healthy, but not just Mailata. Like I said in my last video, Dallas Goedert. It's a couple guys that went out. We just got hurt, banged up, and it's this hamstring thing. AJ Brown had to miss a couple games because of hamstring. Then Jordan Mailata, then Dallas Goedert. I'm like, what's going on? Is it the workout routine? Like, why are we getting these hamstring injuries? So, hopefully we get healthy, man. Hopefully we get healthy, but I don't expect Jordan Mailata to play. But that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Jordan Mailata getting healthy, Grant Calcaterra, Dotson, Eagle Owl responded to the critics, and Jalen Hurts. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.